are listening to You are listening to A Scary State, and this week we're talking about New Jersey. So, Lauren,
Yes, Kenzie.
let's get scary.
We're recording in a new location today.
Lauren's basement.
My basement.
I am currently wearing a otter blanket that has a hood and hand paws so that I can stay warm.
And now we're up against walls with our backs supported.
Oh, it's so nice.
It is nice.
So nice.
So how's your Thanksgiving?
It's good. Good food. Good food.
Oh, good.
Yes. How was yours?
Great. Yeah. We made it all work in a one-bedroom apartment.
They're not bad.
No.
I could have 6 people over to my one-bedroom apartment. I've had more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we made it work. It was
We wouldn't be
delicious.
able to eat at the table, but
Oh, no, we were. We moved the table into like the
my
living room
table
area.
only has room for 3 people.
Right. So yours wouldn't work. We had to add 2 tables. So we had 2
But
there.
I do have extra chairs.
Ah, the important things. You just have people eating in the corners by themselves.
No, we would sit in the living room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Food was tasty. I knew that my stomach was gonna hurt after I ate everything because,
Why?
like, if I eat too much, my stomach hurts because my stomach is now smaller because
I always eat too much and my stomach always hurts.
but so I just powered through because it was so good.
Of course.
So I ate everything and then I ate dessert and then I got home and I was like,
What
"Oh
kind of
my god,
dessert
Joe,
did
I
you
can't
have?
move." We had pumpkin pie and pecan pie. And we
Boring.
get little chocolate chips that we put on the pecan pie.
Boring.
Oh, it's so good.
I have chocolate cake. Chocolate on chocolate cake.
See, that's not very Thanksgiving-y.
It's what I look forward to all year. Is this chocolate on chocolate cake.
I mean, it sounds delicious.
Like, I'm thinking about it right now, my mouth is watering, and I'm so sad I don't have another piece. I already ate it. I ate it with my leftovers that I had yesterday for lunch.
Of course. Of course.
No, that was a lie. Friday for lunch.
Mhm.
There was pie there too, but I don't like pie.
Oh, I love pie. See, that's why I was fine with it.
So,
I love pecan pie.
at least
I love
my
pumpkin
Thanksgiving was
pie.
inclusive, Lauren.
What, because you had cake?
Yeah.
Everyone in my family likes pie.
Well,
So we were all
if
fine
I
with
was
the
there, I
fact-
would have not had any dessert.
We would have made something for you to like if you were there.
No, because you wouldn't have realized that I don't like pie until I was already there.
We would have had chocolate chips for you to eat. Chocolate on chocolate.
That's just one chocolate. It's not on chocolate.
If you eat 2 at the same time.
Okay. I have a question for you.
What?
So yesterday, my friends, when they were leaving one of my friend's apartment, the elevator
Ugh.
kind of like dropped a little bit
Ugh.
and took a second for the doors to open. And so we were talking about it or whatever, which led everyone to think about you.
Oh, I feel so thought of.
And someone asked, is there any amount that like she will take the elevator for? And I was like, well, she walked up 16 flights of stairs, so I don't think so.
Yeah, the limit hasn't existed yet.
Well, and then so we started talking about when you give birth. I was like, she's not going to have a choice.
No, see, in that situation, I will have already mentally prepared myself for the
also
fact
said
that
that
I
too.
have to go on the elevator. Like, we're doing a hospital tour soon. And so I know I will have to take the elevator on the hospital tour. So I'm already planning to have to take the elevator that day.
Well, sure, which is good. But I think whether or not you planned, you wouldn't have a choice. You walk in there, they're going to put you in a wheelchair. They're going to take you the most efficient route.
Right. See, so in that situation, I will have already prepared myself
Yes.
for when
So
the
you won't
birth
fight it.
happens.
Yeah.
The elevator has to happen.
I also said that no matter what you like, because I could also see you being in labor, depending on how far along you are, taking the fucking stairs. And so I was like, but I really think Joe will draw the line at that one.
I think he might. I think at that point he's going to be like,
Like,
we're
he
not
might
walking around
Strap
finding
her
it.
into the wheelchair.
Because we've walked around hospitals before trying to find the stairs.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think at that situation, he'd be like, take it. Take the elevator.
Yes. And it's probably going to only be like a couple of floors. It's not like it goes up to like 10.
Right. I think like all the birthing things are on like 2nd or 3rd floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So when the time comes.
Okay.
But for now, no.
We were all wondering that. Like,
Well, I did when we would go to Star Hill, that bar that's like on the rooftop. I would take the elevator.
But I thought that was because there were no stairs.
There are stairs, but they're very, very hard to find when you're trying to get there.
Oh.
I take them on the way down.
Okay.
Because usually the way up, I have people. And
Right.
usually Bree, who knows that I need to hold her hand and close my eyes.
Sure.
So she's fine with it, so I can do that. But yeah, I know where the stairs are to go down. I can't
And they're
find
not
them
in the
going
same
up.
place?
No.
Going up?
It's like going up. There are 2 different entrances that
Mhm.
you can take, like 2 different
Yeah.
ways to get to the elevators,
Yeah.
2 different elevator bays, actually. And one, you have to, like, park here and walk all the way around the building, and then
Mhm.
the stairs are, like, on the outside of the building,
Yeah.
and so you can't just open it.
Okay.
You have to, like I don't even know
And
how
you
to
can't access the stairs that you come down from the inside?
mm-mm. The door is only on the outside that lets you out. So
Oh, it doesn't, like, go back into, like, the lobby or whatever, it just
mm-mm.
goes right outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I can never figure out where they are.
It's probably locked anyway if it's from
Probably.
the outside.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
But I take it down,
That's fair, that's
which I
fair.
did once, and I was starting to get nervous because at every door, it was like a badge scanner, and they were all red, so I was like, "You
Uh-oh.
better not tell me I'm gonna have to walk
That's
all the way
why
back
he
up."
can't find it when you're going up.
Probably. But
'Cause
the
you're not supposed to be there.
but the bottom's usually unlocked, so I can go out that way.
That's good, that's
Except
good.
my aunt one day, she was like, because you usually think that the bottom floor is always gonna be unlocked for, like, fire safety reasons.
Ideally.
And my aunt was like, "That's not always the case." She was like, "I stayed at a hotel in some random country," and she's like, "They locked." And so I was locked in the stairwell, and no one was hearing me, like, bang on doors, so she was in there for, like, an hour or 2 until someone finally came and let her out.
That's crazy.
And it's not that she has a fear of elevators, she just the stairs were more convenient.
Sure. I
And yep,
mean, there are some people who take stairs just to take stairs.
right. That's usually my excuse if I'm in a place, like, that I haven't been before, and they're like, "Oh, we need to go to whatever floor." They're like, "Stairs or elevator?" I'm like, "Stairs are fine."
Who in their right mind asks stairs or
I've
elevator?
been asked a couple times.
When?
Well, at work just a couple months ago.
That doesn't count.
And then another time when I had to go get, like, a badge for my job or whatever, I had to go to, like, their main headquarters building,
That doesn't count.
and the lady was walking me around. She was like, "Stairs or elevator?" I said, "Stairs." And then I always am
I've
like,
never been asked that in my entire life.
"Well, that's you. I don't know what to tell you."
And your 2 experiences out of your entire life means it's happening all the time for you.
It's happened 200% more to me than it has to you.
I don't think that math is right.
I don't think it is either.
I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's that.
And we're close enough.
Yeah, sure. Alright.
All right,
Tell
New
me about New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, and what's funny, my aunt who got stuck in the staircase, she's actually from New Jersey.
Stairwell.
Stairwell. Same thing.
Should be in the stairs.
Okay, fine, the stairwell. She's from New Jersey.
Look at that, full circle.
I know. All right, the 1967 Newark riots. What happened?
You don't have to read this if you don't want to. I mean, you're more than welcome to.
From July 12th to 17th of 1967, Newark erupted in one of the deadliest and most destructive civil uprisings in U.S. history. The unrest began after a black taxi driver, John Smith, was arrested and severely beaten by police.
These have not been fact-checked thoroughly, but they have been Googled, so I do know that they happened, and they all happened in New Jersey.
All right, so
And the overall facts seem to be pretty on par. Just
okay.
some of the deeper stuff, I'm like, well, I hope so.
Rumors that he had died in custody quickly spread, sparking protests that escalated into widespread rioting. Newark was a powder keg. The city had one of the highest unemployment rates in the nation, particularly among Black residents. Police brutality was a longstanding issue, with dozens of complaints filed each year and little action taken. The city government was almost entirely white, while Newark's population was majority Black, creating intense political tension.
There's a lot of places like that, I think, in the South, too.
I just think that's a lot of places.
Yes,
I
but I
mean,
think it's
more.
a
Yeah.
yes, in general, obviously, but, like, there are places where it is predominantly Black, but
Mhm.
the people in charge are still white,
Yep.
so
They never take into account the majorities of anything.
why do you think
So
there's gerrymandering?
Ugh. So the violence. 26 people were killed. Many were shot by police or National Guard soldiers. Over 1,400 were arrested in just a few days.
That's crazy.
More than $10 million in property damage occurred as 1,000 plus businesses were looted or burned. The National Guard and state police deployed over 7,500 troops.
Wow.
The riots escalated white flight. I've never heard of that before.
Neither have I. Huh. The phenomenon of white people moving out of urban areas, particularly those with significant minority populations, and into suburban areas. So racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the riots escalated that, or accelerated that, deepened poverty, and reshaped Newark's social and political landscape. Many of the burned buildings remained empty for decades. Newark didn't elect its first Black mayor, Kenneth Gibson, until 1970 in direct response to the unrest. On February 6, 1951, a Pennsylvania Railroad commuter train called the Broker derailed in Woodbridge Township. The train had been rerouted over a temporary wooden trestle.
Trestle.
Trestle?
There's no H.
I know.
there.
over a temporary wooden trestle due to construction on a new overpass. The engineer was not informed of all the speed restraints, a fatal oversight.
Why wouldn't the engineer be informed of that? That's silly.
Maybe because it was the 50s?
That seems very important for
It
a
does.
railroad engineer to know.
I feel like that's, yeah, an important, like, part of your mathematical
Yeah.
formulas. The train was traveling 50 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour construction zone. Oh,
Oh,
by
oh,
the
oh,
way
oh.
by
Oh,
the way,
construction.
in Mackenzie's story last week.
They heard it. They know.
Okay, I just wanted just to know, to make people know that she said
I
25, I said 24, she said no, I was stupid and it was 55, it wasn't.
I thought I said 55, so my thinking was still valid because it would have been crazy for you to say 24 when I said 55.
See, that's why it made sense that I said 24 because you said 25.
Well, like I said, they heard it. They know.
So this train was traveling 50 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour construction zone. When it hit the temporary trestle, the structure collapsed under its weight. 11 passenger cars derailed and piled over each other, crushing passengers inside. 85 people were killed, making it New Jersey's deadliest rail tragedy. Around 500 were injured, overwhelming local hospitals.
I feel like this could have been avoided.
It really could have. Investigators blamed
I was
miscommunication,
just thinking that.
poor signage, and outdated safety policies. The disaster led to stricter speed limit protocols, better construction zone guidelines, and federal pressure for modernized rail communication systems.
Duh.
It remains one of the worst peacetime train accidents in American history.
Always
Yeah,
gotta be the worst before they put something in that would have made the worst not happen.
always. Always.
We can never be proactive.
No. From July 1st to 12th, 1916, 5 people were attacked by sharks along the New Jersey coast, 4 of them fatally. These attacks occurred during a deadly polio outbreak and heat wave, driving people to the ocean for relief. A lot was happening.
There's a lot. I mean, we're in the middle of World War I at this point.
Wow.
Spanish flu is on the horizon.
These were the first widely documented shark attacks in U.S. history. Before this, Americans believed sharks rarely attacked humans. Newspapers often stated that sharks were harmless.
Meh,
I mean,
for the most part.
yeah,
It's just like any other predator.
right. They're not going to go after us, except saltwater crocodiles. They will hunt humans.
And I think bull sharks are like mean.
Bull sharks are mean too.
Yeah.
Joe and I were watching, there's some guy, we were like trying to fall asleep last night, and there's some guy who like went over animal things. And one of the things was like how dangerous bull sharks are.
That kind of stuff is so great to fall asleep to.
Well, we were falling asleep to the one, like the oceans or whatever. And Joe's like, which one? And I was like, ooh, Arctic Ocean. Because we took a nap last night. It was the one that's narrated by Obama.
Oh, the national parks one?
It's the oceans. We watched an oceans one.
You should also watch the national parks one. That maybe isn't Obama, but I thought it was.
But anywho.
Yeah.
So we're like watching it and I'm like starting to fall asleep. And Joe goes, oh my God. And I was like, what? And I look up. Well, there was like a mom polar bear and 2 baby polar bears. And one of the baby polar bears couldn't get back to the mom
I
polar bear.
remember that part.
And she had to make the choice if she like continues on with the strong one or goes back to the baby.
The
And,
baby one ended up making it anyway.
well, she comes back and saves the baby.
Yeah.
But Joe was
But
like,
for a minute there, you're like, oh my
right.
God, this
Joe
is
was
gonna be
like,
heartbreaking.
I can't watch this. And I was like, well, turn it off. And he goes, no, we have to see what happens. And then you hear the baby crying in the background. It was saved. But Joe was like, oh my God, I don't think we can watch this.
I do think that they've gotten better at like the balance of, especially
Life
when
and
it comes
death.
to like babies.
Yes.
Like, yes, they give us the facts of like this is a real possibility,
Right.
but like don't fucking show us that shit.
Yeah, I don't need to see the baby like
No.
crying and then the mom walking away.
Show the good outcome.
So thankfully she came back and saved him.
Yes.
Okay, anywho, back to these stories. So the attacks occurred in 3 locations. Beach Haven, a hotel worker, Charles Vansant, was killed while swimming. Spring Lake, Charles Bruder died after a shark severed his legs.
So fuck anyone named Charles.
Seriously. And then Matawan Creek, a shark swam into a freshwater creek 11 miles inland, killing a boy and a man attempting a rescue. A 5th victim survived but was badly injured.
I think this inspired Jaws.
I thought the Jaws one was up in the Cape.
Just keep reading.
Okay. Beaches along the shore emptied out. Lifeguards armed themselves with rifles. The federal government became
Didn't think
involved.
that then.
President Woodrow Wilson even discussed the attacks at a cabinet meeting. Newspapers called the shark a sea monster.
It's just misunderstood.
Scientists finally acknowledged sharks as dangerous predators. So these are some impacts on science and culture.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists finally acknowledged sharks as dangerous predators, and the events partly inspired Peter Benchley's novel Jaws and later the Spielberg film, making the attacks iconic in pop culture.
You were saying?
I thought it was the cape. I didn't say it was the cape. I said I thought.
I truly didn't plan that. I just happened to scroll down and see it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, keep going." She's gonna be so wrong.
Rude. On March 25th, 1887, the body of a young woman was found in Rahway near the Central Avenue Bridge. Her throat had been slashed so deeply it nearly severed her head, and she had defensive wounds on her hands, suggesting she fought back. So this shocked the nation because the victim was well dressed, a green dress with feather trim, yellow gloves, a straw hat, and a fur cape.
Interesting.
She carried no identification. Her face had been beaten, and she was left in a pool of blood that froze overnight.
Jesus.
Police believe she was murdered elsewhere and dumped. Which is interesting. If she was left in a pool of blood, then you would think it happened there.
Maybe she was just still bleeding.
Yeah. Authorities questioned drifters, travelers, and local men, but no one was ever charged. Several leads surfaced, including a missing actress, a traveling salesman, and a woman rumored to be involved in an affair. None were ever confirmed. And it remains iconic because she is one of the oldest unidentified murder victims in the United States. Her story was reprinted in newspapers nationwide. She's often referred to as New Jersey's first major cold case. And modern genealogical methods have been
You did that right.
methods have been suggested, but have not yet been applied publicly. The Rahway Jane Doe remains nameless, and the killer's never been identified, adding an enduring eeriness to this Victorian-era murder. Again,
Rahway is an interesting name.
yeah, and I probably am pronouncing it wrong, but
It's supposed to be Rahway.
I mean, that does sound better.
You got to do it with the accent.
Rahway.
Rhyme.
Oh my God.
Those who know.
So yeah, so that's our New Jersey.
Crazy.
The Garden State. I
Sen-
think that's one of the only ones that I know.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Virginia's for Lovers, Sunshine State. We're
We're
not
the
going to go
Old
through all the
Dominion.
ones we love. Oh, well, that too.
Or the Old Dominion state,
Right. Sorry. Sunshine State,
which is
Florida.
Mm-hmm. Golden State.
California.
Buckeye
We'll test
State?
ourselves later. Which one?
Buckeye State.
Ohio.
Good job.
Thank you.
Hawkeye State. Granite State.
Washington?
Nope.
We just did it, didn't we?
Yeah, that's why it's in my head. No, actually, I don't think so.
Delaware?
No.
All right, well, we'll look after this.
I know a lot more than I did previously.
Well, I would hope so. All right, Mackenzie. Okay. What creepy tale are you telling me, Kenzie?
I like the tail. It's like a smidge too long.
What would I take out?
It's like the summoning one is good because it's short,
Right.
but like I don't like summoning because it just doesn't feel right. But I like creepy tail.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out a way to just mix them all together.
Yeah. But that was like, it was a good one.
Okay. All right. We'll put a little question mark next
It
to
just
that one
doesn't
as well.
have like the rhythm of like, what's spooky tea you pouring, Lauren? You know what I
What
mean?
creepy tale you telling me, Kenzie? I know it
Yeah.
doesn't. It has just like a syllable or two too long.
Exactly.
Let me. There we go. Now it's stuck to the wall. Our first thing that we've hung up on the wall.
OMG.
You are gonna have to come over for a weekend so we can like do this whole thing.
100%. You will.
All right. What creepy tale are you telling me, Kenzie?
So half of this I wrote last night when I got home.
Okay.
And so I was drunk.
I was about to say.
And I decided not to proofread it.
Okay, so we're all in for an adventure.
I
All
think
right.
it might. When I was writing it last night, I thought I was a wordsmith. It was practically Shakespeare.
When we were in high school, I had a friend who like had a really, really busy schedule. And so she would end up doing her homework at like 10 p.m. and she would be, or even later, maybe midnight. And she would be falling.
Oh, that makes sense.
So she would be like, because she would do like sports and just, she had the busiest schedule. So we would always read over her homework the next morning. Oh my God, it was so funny. Like, I remember it was like AP Civics or whatever,
Jesus.
or pre-AP, I don't know, something, pre-whatever.
Yeah.
And one of her answers was like, I don't know, why was there a war here or whatever?
Sure.
She was like, because children were flying airplanes. And like, it would be like the things, nothing made sense.
Yeah.
Because she was so sleep deprived as she was doing the homework.
That's terrible.
Oh, awful, but it was so funny.
Yes.
So, because she was the same way. She was like, oh, last night I was on a roll. Like, I knew all the answers.
Yeah, the first part of this, I'll let you know when it comes to the part where I finished it last night
Okay.
at 2 a.m.
I wonder if we'll be able to tell.
We'll see.
Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
I didn't proofread it, so.
Oh, good.
So I realized after I picked this topic that pretty much all of our New Jersey episodes have some sort of creepy road, except for like the first one.
Yeah.
And I thought about changing it, but I felt like, well, it's tradition at this point. So today we are talking about Shades of Death Road. And that is not a nickname. That is the actual name that the road has been given, obviously with its association with death.
So, like, if I lived on that road, my address would be like 123 Shades of Death Road.
100%.
Ew.
In fact, I found a listing on Zillow.
Did you?
I did.
Amazing.
It's actually a really cute house.
Well, we're going to have to look at it.
Yeah. And it's off of Shades of Death. Shades of Death Road is a 2-lane rural road. Whoa, that was hard. Of about 6.7 miles in length in central Warren County, New Jersey. It runs along Jenny Jump State Forest and offers access to it at several points. Locals have had to resort to greasing the street sign in order to prevent people from stealing it.
I mean, I get it.
Originally, it was called Shades Road because of the amount of shade the trees provided, but eventually it changed to Shades of Death. But I couldn't, there's no one could tell me the exact time or the
Right.
exact event.
Just like overtime.
Correct. The origin of the road's name is unclear, with several theories attempting to explain it. One links it to a malaria-ridden swamp nearby that caused widespread sickness and death. Another claims the name comes from murders said to have occurred there in the 1920s, though no historical evidence supports this. The road cuts through dense woods and becomes especially dark at night, which, paired with its ominous name, fuels its haunted reputation. Still, most of the stories about the Shades of Death Road are considered folklore, with little factual support for paranormal claims. Not that that stopped us before. Okay. I think this is where I started last night.
Oh, so you only got like 3 sentences in before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 3 sentences. It's 4 paragraphs right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just so captivated by your storytelling that it didn't seem that long.
Mm-hmm. For example, our first lore about this road is from Native American folklore, specifically the Lenape people who were local to the area long before we, as in white people, got there.
Mm-hmm.
There was frequent bloody tribal warfare among tribes. And okay. This sentence is crazy. There was frequent bloody tribal warfare among tribes and claimed numerous lives. I'm not kidding you. That's what I wrote. Some believe the haunted road is haunted. God, I'm a master.
Yeah, proofreading this would have really made this a lot better.
And some believe the haunted road is haunted by those spirits of the past and those that were buried where they fell. When the road was officially created in the 1800s, bandits would lay in wait among the shadows of the trees for the perfect victim. That's pretty good.
That was good. That was a really good sentence.
They would steal what the person or people had and slit their throats. There was no honor among thieves because they were not above killing each other over money or women. Okay, this is not
Well,
bad.
that sounded good.
Thank
Honor
you.
among thieves, like sounds good.
So I can only ever write after drinking. I'm like all the other great writers back in the day.
Exactly.
Pretty sure Hemingway had a drinking problem.
You have to have your absinthe next to you the whole time. Like, and it has
Exactly.
to be
Oh my God.
absinthe too, like the really
I can
strong
see
stuff.
why things went so well for them.
And why they themselves thought they were so good as well.
Exactly. According to legend, the local people decided to take justice into their own hands and decided to lynch any bandits that they could capture. They would leave the bodies dangling from a low-hanging tree branch as a warning to other criminals what their fate will be should they decide to engage in thievery and other debauchery.
This is really like livening it up though.
I know. That's pretty good.
Because we obviously can't tell our stories while drunk right now.
Right.
So we have to have some other way.
The people that lived in the area had more to worry about than bandits robbing travelers. Bear Swamp wasn't far from the road and became known as Cat Hollow or Cat Swamp because of the packs of vicious wildcats that lived in the area.
Oh.
Naturally, these large cats lethally attacked travelers along the road. Is that a word?
Lethally?
Lethally?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I must have seen it somewhere. I was like, I like that.
I mean, you've probably heard it in one of your many Criminal Minds episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just ingrains in my brain.
Exactly.
I guess.
As you're falling asleep to the nice noise of Criminal Minds.
I don't actually fall asleep to that show. It's usually a background show.
Mm-hmm,
Usually the one I fall asleep to is like some sort of like abandoned places thing because it's like it's a nice cadence
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's not stressful and it's not that entertaining. And
It's just
so
an abandoned place.
it just makes it easier to fall asleep to. There's some cool history stories there, but
Yeah, I get it.
The swamp also caused other problems to the locals because malaria-carrying mosquitoes would set up camp. Mosquitoes setting up camp and cause hundreds of deaths during the long, hot summers. Because the area was so remote at the time, it was difficult for residents to seek medical treatment. The problem became beyond controllable, so authorities decided to drain the swamp in order to stop the mosquitoes from returning every summer. Literally drain the swamp, not figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly, in the 1920s and 30s, there were 3 murders that took place along Shades of Death Road. One of the murders was a man who was killed with a tire iron in order to steal his gold coins.
Mm.
The second was a woman who murdered her husband by cutting off his head and then burying him on different sides of the road.
Oh.
So body over here,
Mm-hmm.
head over there. Lastly, Bill Cummins was shot and buried in a pile of mud by the side of the road. The motive for the crime is unknown and was never solved. Some sources claim that there was occult activity or Satan worshippers performing rituals and human sacrifices.
As there always has to be.
But nothing's ever been proven.
As it never is.
The road is said to be crawling with ghosts of every kind. Drivers report shadowy figures walking along the shoulder that vanish as they get close, strange mists that appear out of nowhere in odd colors, and glowing orbs drifting through the darkness. Spirits are rumored to range from murdered native people and lynched highwaymen to malaria victims and others who met violent ends. The area is also notorious for frequent car accidents, which many blame on the apparitions suddenly appearing in front of vehicles and forcing drivers to swerve. So many lives have been lost in the winding route that the local rumor claims each reflective guardrail marks a spot where someone died.
Ew.
So some of the experiences that people have had are like, I got these stories from Weird, New Jersey.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I think there's a weird for every state.
Yeah. But I don't know
So-
why Weird New Jersey is like the main one I think of.
Yeah.
When you say like the weird state.
Yeah. And honestly, all the other sources that I looked at kept referencing this same article.
I do remember, yeah, when we would do other New Jersey ones, it's always Weird New Jersey and everything references back to
Yes.
the Weird New Jersey
So-
article.
They're clearly an elite source.
They really are.
Yeah. So this Mike D says, quote, "My friend Rob and I went to Shades of Death at about 1:30 this morning." I don't know when this was written.
Okay.
On the way back, we noticed a small road called Lenape Lane. We checked it out, and at the end of it, we found an abandoned stable. At this time, we got really bad chills and decided to leave. Driving back, the windshield fogged up real bad, and as the fog formed, I saw the shape of a skull appear in it.
When you said real bad, it sounds like Jennifer Coolidge.
I want a hot dog real bad.
Yep.
Rob told me that on his side of the windshield, he saw a cross in the fog. We got off Lenape Lane and the fog disappeared. I don't believe that for a second. That's a lot to happen.
It's a haunted road.
I believe there was fog. I don't believe they saw all that stuff in it.
Like on their windshield?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think one of them was an asshole and like
I mean,
with their finger.
it could be.
When it was a fog, it showed up.
And then been like, oh my God. Okay, so we're downstairs in our basement, our new recording little area. And I got this guy a while ago. He's like a skull and he's like a wind chime, but he's like a creepy wind chime, but he's cool. Anywho, as Mackenzie was bashing the ghosts and not believing that they were real, his arm fell.
I wasn't bashing the ghosts. I was bashing the guys who were telling this story, saying that it was ghosts when there were no ghosts.
Anywho, his arm fell and made a little noise to let us know that something is here.
Yes, but I also think I'm right.
Here.
Look, I live with a ghost, so if anyone's going to have experience...
If we have a ghost down here.
No, don't you dare.
I'm gonna.
Nope.
I need to know.
No.
I need to know. Because I've never felt ghosty presence anywhere else. I've never really spent time down here.
Some things are better left to the imagination.
If there's a ghost down here, move Mr. Skeleton Man again.
To know.
And if you move again, we'll know there's a ghost down here.
You need to do that.
It's very important that I know.
If something moves, I am leaving your house. So if you want me to stay, can't move.
I already asked.
It hasn't moved.
Well, yeah.
And I'm going to keep singing because we're moving on.
All right, go on with your story.
I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yes, cover with your hand so you can't see it.
I can't see it except for its creepy hand.
The
So
hand that fell.
Jennifer B. Stop looking at it. God.
Okay, Jennifer B. What happened to her?
She said, quote, "My friend and I were sitting in the car at Ghost Lake at about 3 in the morning. The people who maintain the park were trying to show grass. No, not show
What?
grass. Sorry. We're trying to grow grass.
That makes way more
Yeah.
sense.
And there was hay on the ground. I saw the hay move like someone was walking on it. Footprints went all the way around the car for about 10 minutes. There was also an old abandoned cabin right off of Ghost Lake. Me and a couple of the kids were inside it one night."
So is it actually called Ghost Lake?
Uh-huh.
So Ghost Lake is off of Shades of Death Road.
It's adjacent to it, I
I
think.
love this.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also something called a fairy cave.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you talk about it?
It's not really like haunted, so I didn't include it.
Oh,
It's just
well,
kind of
still
like,
nice to know it's there.
yeah. Me and a couple of kids were inside it one night. The windows were broken, the walls were falling apart, and the floor had holes in it. In one of the corners of the house was a hallway with a piano built into the wall. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
We went upstairs. All of a sudden, the piano sounded like someone banged on it. There was a crunching sound like the glass on the floor was being stepped on. This sound came closer down the hallway. Someone shined a light on in the area, and there was nothing there. We took off out of there and didn't go back.
I wouldn't
I'm
either.
sorry, that wasn't by Jennifer B. That was by 5L.
Okay,
caps.
where'd Jennifer B come from?
She tells this story.
Oh, okay.
I looked too far down.
Oh,
Quote, "There was a plague that killed most of the people in town, forcing them to lay dead bodies in the street, so some sort of doctor could come pick them up. Some bodies were dumped in Ghost Lake, spreading the plague even more." I don't think that's true because that's what they did like with the Black Plague, and I
yeah.
feel like malaria was a problem, yes.
Yeah.
But this is like off the beaten path. They usually would put their dead out like if they're like in town, not just like off of a random road for someone to pick up. And them going into the lake
I don't know.
doesn't spread the plague more.
I don't know. Is that their drinking water? Was that their drinking water?
I don't know.
There's no way
That's
to
a
know.
good point.
It could have happened. Who's to say?
I just like to point out the holes,
I know you do.
you know? Like if you're going to try to convince me that what actually happened to you was real, make it convincing.
You're a hole pointer outer.
I still believe it, but I'm not 100% convinced.
Right. You just want to show that.
Could be wrong. Could be lies. One story of this is from Amanda H.
Okay.
One story of Shades of Death is that there are 12 people buried under the road. Back in the day, they buried a family in shallow graves, causing lumps in the then dirt road. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Bury them deeper.
Seriously, you shouldn't be seeing lumps.
It was paved over and the bumps still remained. If you
Ugh.
drive down the road, there will be one less bump. The owner of this one is a little boy. He's watching over his family. I've also heard a person who committed suicide by jumping off of the overpass off Route 80. On some nights, you can see someone jump off, but they never hit the road. Someone told my boyfriend about how he was driving down the road and he looked in his rearview mirror. Only to
Never
see,
look in your rearview mirror.
absolutely not. Only to see a man on a horse following him. If he turned around to actually look at it out the rear window, there was nothing there. He looked in the mirror again, and there it was.
I don't think I ever would turn to look out like my back window.
Honestly, if I'm going down a creepy road and I know it's a creepy road, I would turn my rearview mirror so that I can't fucking see.
Yeah. Because like I don't need to know who's behind me.
No.
Just need to know that I'm almost off the road.
Yep. And then once I get onto the road, I will put it back to a safe position.
Yep.
So this is by CR1CR.
Okay.
Okay. At this one bridge, if you stop in the road, turn off your lights, and honk 3 times, you will see images of 2 kids who got killed playing in the road. I tried it, then left. Not 3 seconds after I started to move, I noticed the light behind me, like the headlight of a motorcycle, but at the height of a big truck. No matter how fast I went, it stayed right with me. As I got to the end of the road and looked in my mirror, it was right on my tail. It disappeared as quickly as it appeared. I looked behind me to see nothing but darkness. I still can't tell you what was behind me, but I'll never drive down that road at night again.
Yeah, I don't think I would drive down that road at night. But also, it's always funny when it's like you have to do these very specific, like ritualistic things. It's
Yeah.
like, did you try 1 honk and nothing happened? Then you tried 2 and nothing
Like,
happened?
how'd you come up with this?
Right. Then you decided to do 3, but why did you stop? Why did you turn your lights off? Why did you honk 3 times?
Like, I could easily see it being someone who's trying to find the ghosts. They go down this road, they turn off their lights, and they just sit there and wait.
I could see that, yeah.
And they grow very frustrated. So they start banging on their horn. And it happened to be 3 times. And then they saw a ghost. And they're
Ah.
like,
So then they tried it the next night to like confirm.
probably not.
Okay. We're going to think there's scientific theory here.
Yeah, but they knew that probably if they tried it again, it probably wouldn't be true. It just happened to be coincidence. So,
So that's the story that spread.
right.
Okay.
So, like, I did this once and it worked. So it should work
It
for
has
you.
to work for you.
And if it doesn't work for you, I
Then you
don't
did
know
it
what to tell
wrong.
you.
Yeah.
You must have done something wrong. That's my theory.
Oh, okay. I like that one, actually.
So Bob said, I
Of
remember
course, Bob said.
Bob R.
Oh, thank you.
I remember an old barn on Shades of Road Death that my brother told me about. He went there to investigate a rumor that it was haunted. He told me that it was really dark there and that his friends were drinking and having beer muscles. I don't know what that means.
I don't
When they
either.
walked in and a few minutes later, they came screaming out. I don't know what beer muscles
I
are.
walked into the woods.
No, the barn.
Do you think beer muscles is like liquid courage?
Let's see. That would make sense.
Like they had beer muscles, so they walked in.
Yeah. No, that would make sense. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I copy and pasted. Oops. Come here. Copy. There we go. Beer muscles is a humorous term for a beer belly, a punch caused by excess calories from any source, not just beer. The term can refer to a competitive strongman or fitness event. Nope. Additionally, beer muscles is a recipe where mussels are steamed in beer.
I don't think it's that one.
I don't think.
Huh. Maybe we'll just go with liquid courage.
Yeah, I like yours the best because that actually makes sense.
Thank you.
So they have this liquid courage. They go into the barn. A few minutes later, they come screaming out like a bunch of babies. That it didn't say that.
Not unlike what we would do.
We wouldn't even have gone in. Are you kidding?
That's true.
Some say that some guy hung himself in there. Others say it was murder and that his soul haunts the barn. My brother said that they were inside when his friend was punched by an unseen force. They
He
each
should have used his beer muscles.
right. They each thought that he was fooling around until each one was hit. My brother will not say what happened in there. He just fucking told you. What are you talking about? You literally just told us exactly what happened in there.
Maybe other things happened.
I guess. So this is by Freak Veth. Or Veth. I think Veth.
Veth.
Veth. Veth.
Freak Veth.
Freak Veth. Veth. An aunt of mine lives on Shades. Nice. You can tell he's local. Or she, or they. One summer while visiting, I heard the most unusual sounds I have ever heard. It seemed to be coming from the cornfields. They were getting closer and louder.
No.
I looked out the window and there it was, a figure in the window.
Mm-mm.
The thing that scared me the most was that I was on the second floor and it was right by my window.
No.
I will never forget the figure walking out of the fields trying to tell me something. I would forget. I would hallucinate. I would take those forgetting memory type drugs that like erase your memories. I would do that immediately after that happens.
I don't think I'd want to remember that.
Like, but I don't think that I have the ability to suppress trauma.
You.
So I have to forget. It's the only option I have.
Your therapist would be like, all right, I don't usually recommend this, but
Right. I know this guy. And so for this last one by Alyssa B. As a teen, my friends and I drove along Shades of Death Road. The legend was that you had to drive very slow down the road, lest the Indian would get you.
Oh.
Her words, not mine. The Indian was the guardian of the area. You would see a deer in front of you while traveling Shades, but it was no ordinary deer.
A knot deer.
What?
A knot deer? Those are real things.
It was the Indian in deer skin.
Oh, not a knot deer.
Okay. If he charged your car and you did not stop before he reached it, as soon as he passed through your vehicle, you would get into a horrible car.
Oh my God.
So, Mysterious Universe also had some stories from like actual paranormal like investigations.
Oh.
And there's one whose name I can't remember that like debunked a lot of they weren't seeking to debunk, like they truly seek to hopefully find spirits, et cetera,
Right.
but also calling the evidence for what it is.
Yeah.
And so
That's what we did with my ghost hunting thing.
right. So boo hockey? I don't know. In conclusion, if you can, it is best to avoid any kind of road that has death as part of its name.
I agree.
And that is Shades of Death Row.
Oh, I won't go on it.
No. No, but
That
it
sounds
seemed
kinda
like a
creepy.
not like, yes, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's also, like, not a road that's, like, not traveled anymore. Like, it's still
Right.
used because people live off of it. Let's see.
Is it only used for people who live on it, or is it like a through road?
I think it's a through road.
Ew.
You're gonna have to see this house. It's actually very pretty.
Yeah, you'll have to show me.
It's expensive, though.
Well,
But, yeah, it's 174 Shades of Death Row.
wow. Ugh.
That's crazy. Although, we've had some also wild names for street names.
Yeah.
Glindaborn, I don't even know what that means. I think they just picked random letters and threw them together. Like, what is that? What is a Glindaborn?
Mine's named after an old Indian tribe.
At least that makes sense.
It does.
Oh, why?
Or maybe someone who was living on that road was named Glinda and she was born.
But it was, like, brand new.
That is true. Maybe before it became a road.
Is an English country house, the site of an opera house that, since 1934, had been the venue for the annual Glyndebourne Festival.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
So, it's an opera house.
Nice.
Nice.
Makes it fancy.
Don't know what Glyndebourne means. It's just included as part of the name of the opera house and festival.
Maybe that's what it's from. Well, nicely done.
Thanks. What's spooky to you, porn, Lauren?
All right, I have a disappearance because, like you said, we've done too many haunted things. So I was like, let's do like a true crimey thing. It was a normal Thursday, January 12th, 1984, for 7-year-old Gary Grant Jr.
Not a 7-year-old.
I know. So I will refer to him as Junior for the story.
Okay.
He had the day off from school due to a teacher's conference. It was just around breakfast time when Junior's mother told him to go outside and play with his friends.
Teacher's conference. Probably teacher work day, but that's okay.
Probably. The articles said teacher's conference.
I mean, maybe there was. I don't know, but
We don't know the lingo in 1984.
I know. It's just okay. Go on.
But Junior told his mom that he had an appointment at 2:30 p.m. and that he would be back after probably by 4 p.m. before it got dark.
A 7-year-old
Mm-hmm.
said he had an appointment.
Mm-hmm. When May, his mother, tried to ask with whom, Junior said it was a secret. May figured it was a friend down the street or maybe even his girlfriend, so she didn't press the question any further.
7-year-old.
What appointment would a 7-year-old have? His mom thought the same thing and assumed that this appointment was just a play date, so she wasn't
Yeah.
concerned.
And he was just being like funny about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Around 2:30ish, Junior got himself dressed and went out to his appointment.
Was he fancy dressed?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Just like casual dressed.
Mm-hmm.
But dinner time came and went. May knew that Junior would never miss dinner, so she started to grow concerned.
Or he was hanging out with someone he shouldn't be hanging out with.
Potentially.
And that's why he didn't tell mom.
Potentially.
Because now he's gone.
Right.
So
Junior lived with his mother, May, and his 2 older sisters.
there's a piece of no. Don't touch it. There's a piece of your hair that's kind of sticking out, but like the way that it's sticking out, it looks like a heart.
Aw,
Yeah.
beautiful.
And so it's cute. I wanted to tell you.
Oh, thank you. Keep that
Sorry.
there.
Go ahead.
So Junior lived with his mother, May, and 2 older sisters. His father, Gary, who was an Atlantic City police detective, and his mother had been separated for nearly a year. When Junior didn't come home, May immediately contacted all of Junior's friends' families, and she learned that he had in fact spent time with a friend, but left to go home around 4:30 p.m. Since there was no sign of Junior, May called Gary. Gary, who was scheduled to work that night, called off and immediately came to the neighborhood and began searching for his son. Gary searched for his son until close to 1 or 2 in the morning.
Mm.
By the next morning, the Atlantic City Police Department had started an all-out search for Junior. But unfortunately, due to regulations, Gary Sr. wasn't allowed to join in on the search or investigation for his own son.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that didn't matter to him as he continued to search on his own.
That also makes sense.
Yup. He searched abandoned houses, the area underneath the boardwalk, and the arcades.
God, Atlantic City, I'm sure there's so many places for a kid to get lost.
Yeah. He asked people who worked at the arcade if they had seen Junior. There were a few employees who said that they did remember seeing him in the early morning.
Is he like a familiar face in the area because his dad's a cop? Or
I'm not
just, like,
sure. I'm not really sure. Maybe he showed him a picture and they remembered something.
Yeah.
This small fact led Gary to think that maybe Junior was wandering the streets somewhere, so that night he searched alleyways, trash cans, and dumpsters.
Mm.
Somehow, a man named Robert Huey, a New Jersey commissioner of environmental protection, came forward saying that he realized that Gary Jr. had vanished near a warehouse he owned.
How does he know that?
I don't know. Robert claimed that when he heard of Junior's disappearance, he had immediately searched the property and the warehouse that he had on his property.
Why?
I know. That part didn't make a ton of
That's
sense
so
to me.
weird.
Because I was like, that sounds really
Suspicious.
yes. But I guess he's never someone we worry about. So,
I think maybe that's why he's probably still disappeared. Maybe
maybe.
we didn't worry about the right people.
Right. At 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, Junior's body was discovered in a vacant, weed-infested lot near the warehouse, less than 2 blocks from the family's home. His body was found bludgeoned. A pipe was nearby, which was deduced to be the murder weapon. He was also wrapped in a gold-colored rug.
And so this man just had spidey senses.
I guess so.
That's so weird.
I know. I thought it was
That's
weird too. Like, oh, I thought I
that's
saw him
very
over by my
suspicious.
stuff. Oh, he's missing now. Okay, let me go check my stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess he was ruled out or something because he's not brought up again.
Okay.
Immediately, a murder investigation was launched. Detectives began looking into Junior's final hours and talking to anyone who knew him best, to include classmates, friends, and neighbors. This investigation led to a 12-year-old boy that Junior was friends with. The boy was Carl Boo Mason. Boo was 5 years older than Junior, though he
And
was
he goes by Boo.
BOO.
Okay.
What?
That's a crazy name for a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so Boo was shorter and smaller than Junior, even though he was 5 years older. They were good friends.
Damn.
They were good friends and
That's
often
a
played
short
together.
12-year-old.
Boo had a mental disability and an IQ of 65.
Aw.
It's kind of sad.
Boo.
When detectives had first spoken to Boo, he said that he had not been with Junior on the day he went missing / was murdered.
Uh-oh.
But after canvassing the neighborhood and talking to more neighbors, they kept getting stories that led them back to Boo and that he had, in fact, been with Junior that day. The cops were now stumped. They knew of Boo, they knew he was harmless. He was known as a scaredy cat of the neighborhood, but they couldn't reconcile the conflict. That night, Boo was driven to the police station by his grandmother around midnight. Not sure why.
Mhm.
Maybe to question him.
Like, maybe they asked
That's what
him
I'm
to come
thinking.
in.
It didn't really, give us a reason why. It just said he drove there with his grandma.
Yeah.
Once he arrived, he was led into an interrogation room away from his grandmother to be questioned.
That's illegal.
Yeah, not great.
That is illegal. Doesn't matter what state you are in.
I wonder if that's, a law that changed after the 80s?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a law in the 80s, but I thought it's been a law for a minute.
That's what I thought
That
too.
anyone who was a minor,
underage. Yeah.
had to have either a parent or guardian
Legal guardian.
or an advocate
Yeah.
of some, like, they could not.
He certainly did not. But his stories were starting to appear inconsistent
Uh-oh.
because he's 12
No!
years old and he's by himself. Eventually, he told police that he had been with Junior at the crime scene and that he had hit Junior with a pipe,
Hmm.
a fact that up to this point only the police knew, a piece of information that had not been released to the public. He was telling police
Why I don't
something
like this story.
that really only the killer could have known. Because of this, Boo instantly became the prime suspect.
He's 12.
After 3 hours of questioning, police were sure that they had just received their admission of guilt. At around 3 a.m., Boo acknowledged that he had been with Junior at the crime scene. He said that Junior had fallen and hit his head.
So let me get this straight. They have a 12-year-old with no advocate, no guardian, no nothing in there with him, just with strange adults, who also happens to have a mental disability. So his ability to understand is way lower than the average person.
You are right on all accounts.
And he goes there at 12:30 midnight,
12 midnight, yes.
and they keep him until 3 in the morning, a 12-year-old child.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I had my facts straight.
No, yep, you're all
Okay.
all there.
Cool.
But he then changed his story and said that he and Junior had gotten into a fight where he choked Junior, then hit him repeatedly in the head with the pipe. Then, when he noticed that Junior wasn't getting up, he covered him with the rug. This was convincing, as the choking aspect also wasn't released to the public at this point and hadn't even been known until the autopsy had been performed. But Boo claimed that he had only heard this information from people in the neighborhood, not because he had been there. A confession was drawn up based on the interrogation. Boo and his mother signed the documents, but at the same time, Boo insisted that he had not killed his friend. That didn't matter because Boo was charged with murder and sent to a juvenile detention center. Under state law, children under the age of 14 must be tried in juvenile courts, even for murder charges. Throughout the whole time, he maintained that he was not with Junior on the day he went missing, and it later came out that Boo claimed that one of the detectives had told him that if he admitted to the crime, he would be let go.
No kidding.
Right.
Coercion, I am shocked.
Right.
Given the conditions I listed before.
Right. Boo was tired and wanted to go home, so he admitted to the crime.
I'm sure he
But
did.
he didn't get to go home. He was sent to a center instead.
Oh.
Then on Sunday, January 15th, just 3 days later, Boo was given a polygraph exam. The results were inconclusive. 3 days after that, he was given a second test. In both the first and second test, it was determined that Boo had answered truthfully when he said that he did not kill Gary Grant Jr. But there was still some doubt as to whether he had been at the scene or not. Gary Grant Sr. felt as if Boo could have easily been intimidated by the person who did the killing and was possibly threatened with death if he said anything.
Yeah. Like the old man who happened to own the warehouse that the body happened to be at, and he happened to magically know that the kid happened to be there.
Right.
That might be someone.
Blood had also been found on Boo's clothes, but they were too small to be typed, meaning at the time they
Yeah.
couldn't take anything. Yet, a month after his arrest on February 23rd, Boo Mason was given a hearing that would determine whether his confession was admissible in court. The judge determined that it was not admissible
No shit.
and that it could not be proven that Boo's statements were voluntary.
Thank God.
In the end, his confession was thrown out and the charges were dropped. It remained a complete mystery as to what happened to Junior for years.
Until.
Then, nearly 2 years later, on January 4th, 1986, at approximately 3 a.m., a vandal painted a chilling message on the side of an Atlantic City patrol car.
Oh.
The message read, quote, "Gary Grant is dead. I am living. Another will die on January 12th, 1986, if all goes right."
That's a lot to write on a car.
I have pictures that I can show you, too.
That's like a really long message for a car.
I know. According to Gary, Junior's father, January 12th would have been the second anniversary of his son's murder. And according to Gary, it appeared to him as if the message had been written by an adult. So not like a child writing it, like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Then just a few weeks later, a second message was found scratched into a sidewalk that said, quote, "Gary Grant Jr. lives. I still killed him. Son of a pig officer. Payback is a MF." Literally M.F.
Yeah.
Officers immediately started to think that Junior may have been murdered as revenge against his father, who was an Atlantic City cop, maybe for an arrest that Gary had made in the past. Though Gary was still barred from working on the case even now, he continued to pass out flyers and look for information on the case. He was certain that someone knew what happened and this information could help solve it.
Yeah.
There was also a 911 call where the caller confessed to the crime. But this one didn't come out until years later, about 2015-ish.
That's years later.
Like almost 30 years later.
Yeah.
Gary Grant, at the time 66, was going through old audio tapes in his personal files that he wanted to convert to MP3s when he came across one titled, quote, "Phone Caller." It was a 911 call that a caller made to dispatch on March 8th, 1986, 2 years after the crime. The caller had asked, quote, "Is it possible for me to collect a reward for my own self for the murder of Gary Grant?" The unidentified male making the call said it wasn't a prank, then boasted, "You're never going to catch me," before hanging up. Then 3 months later on
I
June...
mean, it's a fair question, but like, no.
Right, like, sir, no.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. I mean, sure, come in.
Yeah.
We'll give you the money. It's here at the
Honestly, like at
station.
that point, like, that's what I would say.
I would have been like,
To get them
actually,
in there.
yeah, if you have information, come on in, give us the information, and we'll give you
Yeah,
give
it
you
doesn't
the
matter
money.
that you did it.
Right. We just want to know who did it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Then 3 months later, on June 2nd, 1986, another person contacted police and named a suspect who he claimed confessed to killing the boy, quote, because of his father and an arrest he had made. This caller never provided their name. Gary believes that he knows who that person was, but doesn't recall having any issues with him. But interestingly, that man, whose name was not released anywhere, had been arrested in 2011 for sexual contact with a young boy.
Oh,
But
red
this
flag.
a huge red flag. But this man has never been charged in the case.
I mean, it's probably by 2011. I can imagine that it's very difficult to prove.
Right. Yeah. Grant said
Was it the man who owned the warehouse?
No. You put the man who owned the warehouse out of your mind.
I
He does
will
not
never-
come back in
I
here
will
at
never,
all.
I will never do that.
He was very suspicious to me, too.
Like the fact that he doesn't come back, I just can't understand.
I know. I wish they had,
That's-
because they gave us his name and, told us his title in New Jersey. Give me more information about him.
I wonder if he was just like official, and so they just were like, yeah, that's fine. He can be
Yeah.
trusted.
Yeah, all officials can be
Doesn't
trusted.
matter that he's saying the most craziest shit in the world.
I know.
It's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Grant said that the tapes had apparently been given to him years ago, like the 911 tapes, but he didn't recall ever hearing the 911 call and has no memory of it. He believes that the two calls came from two separate males, but to date there have been no more messages and no one has been arrested in connection to the death of Jerry Grant Jr.
And we
Gary
don't know.
Grant Jr.
We don't know when he got these tapes.
No. He was just listening to them in 2015
Uh-huh.
and came across them, and that's when he listened. They said that he's had them this whole time, but he's like, no, I definitely haven't.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say it's contradicting.
Yeah.
But okay. So, right.
Yeah.
He is saying that he just got them.
He's saying that this is the first time he's heard them when he was listening through his MP3 thing, or to transfer everything to MP3
Yeah.
in 2015. The calls happened in 1986. He says, I didn't hear them in 1986. Now in 2015 is the first time I'm hearing them.
Why, if you had the tapes the whole time?
I don't think he knew he had the tapes the whole time.
Why wouldn't he know that?
I don't know, Mackenzie.
This man has been so meticulous and in this investigation, and he forgot that he was given tapes that
I don't know, because there is something suspicious with that, because he's like, I've never heard these. Even when this came out in 1986, I've never heard them. But it could also be because he wasn't allowed to be part of the investigation.
but someone gave him the tapes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of holes in this case. That's why it's unsolved.
Golly.
I know. But of course, people have their own theories and suspects.
Maybe theirs makes sense.
We'll see. Junior's own mother thinks it was Boo. She told police that she did not allow Junior to play with Boo, though many witnesses did see the two together on the day that Junior was last
Did it
seen.
not say that it was someone he wasn't supposed to hang out with, and that's why he didn't tell mom?
Potentially. Junior's father believes that Boo was involved, but believes he didn't do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Many believe that that suspect is Boo's brother.
Okay.
So his brother had recently been arrested a few days before the murder. Locals believe that Boo's brother had started recruiting young children to do robberies on his behalf. He knew that by doing this, the young children would receive lighter sentences, and he, Boo's brother, could avoid further arrests.
But he was locked up at the time.
No, I think he was arrested but released.
Oh, okay.
James, who commented on an article on Unsolved.com, as well as Junior's father, believed that Boo's brother had partnered up with a police officer. So Boo's brother,
Mm-hmm.
police officer, doing shitty work together.
Mm-hmm.
Then Boo's brother tried to recruit Junior into joining
How-
his thievery gang.
Do we know how old Boo's brother is?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But he's older than 12.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's old enough to get, I guess, locked up for bad stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
somewhere in the range of older than 12.
yeah.
So they believe Boo's brother tried to recruit Junior into joining his thievery gang, thinking that as an officer's son, if Junior did steal something, no one would suspect him.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks that Junior either told Boo or the police partner about what Boo's brother was doing.
Mm.
It is believed that this appointment he had on January 12th was either to go with Boo to meet Boo's brother or to meet the police officer to tell him about what Boo's brother was doing.
I don't believe the whole police officer thing in cahoots with maybe a teenager.
I'll get to a part.
Okay.
He believes that regardless of who Boo was planning to meet, it was Boo's brother waiting for him. So even if he was like, oh, we're going to go meet this person, it was going to be Boo's brother regardless. When Junior told Boo's brother that he was going to tell his dad, Boo's brother beat him to death, and the police partner deliberately messed up the investigation by not taking fingerprints or anything else in an attempt to hide their own involvement in any of this.
I could see if it was like maybe a family member of some kind
Mm-hmm.
or like blackmail,
Yeah.
but I just can't imagine what most likely a teenager
Yeah, I mean, I assume a teenager.
is going to be able to offer to an adult police officer.
Thievery things.
Yeah. But that's why I also feel like there's got to be a connection somewhere. You don't just
Mhm.
approach a police officer
Right.
and they're like, hey, you want
Hey,
to do
are you
bad
corrupt?
shit? Right.
Can I want to work together?
So I wonder if there was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's obviously so much to this story that is missing.
Yeah.
That like, I feel like we should definitely have information on, but clearly no one else thought that.
Right. Right. I felt the same way. But Boo's brother is dead, so if he did do anything, his secrets went to the grave with him.
When did he die?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Didn't say that either. We don't even have his name.
True.
He was just always referred to as Boo's brother.
Interesting.
Brother Mason. That's it. And I looked at quite a bit of sources.
He would
Okay.
have find a grave, but you would need the brother's name to find it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I could maybe look through Boo and see if we can find his brother, but then at the same time, if he has 2 or 3 brothers, we're not going to know who they are.
Right.
Okay, so then we have a few anonymous people who have posted, of course.
Of course.
So let's go over some of the stupid things they've said.
Yay.
So one anonymous who posted on April 25th, 2023, and this is all on unsolved.com,
I love the comments on unsolved.com.
said that the spirit of Junior came to them and told them that someone very close to him killed him. Anonymous said that for legal reasons, they cannot name the suspect or make accusations without physical evidence. Which, okay.
I mean, yeah, kind of, but like
They finished by saying that it was a very, quote, inconvenient suspect to look at.
a police officer.
Potentially.
I mean, it's not hard to believe that it's someone he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it was random.
Like someone who Junior knew?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Then another anonymous posted on July 14th, 2015, quote, I know who killed Gary.
Oh.
Then Unsolved themselves commented on their post and said, please email us at blah, blah, blah with more information.
Yeah. Probably never did.
Never heard anything.
Yeah.
So to end it, in a statement sent to FoxNews.com, Atlantic City prosecutor James McLean said, quote, this case and any unsolved murder is under regular review and reevaluation and is continuously assigned to major crimes unit detectives for follow-up investigation until it is solved. One unsolved homicide is unacceptable, and we will continue to investigate every homicide with the goal of obtaining justice for the victim survivors. Grant, the dad, who now lives in Puerto Rico, described his son as full of life. He was only in 2nd grade, but he was a great student, Grant said. He loved to play street hockey and he loved school. He was no introvert by any stretch. Not a second goes by that I don't think about my son, he said.
What an interesting change of scenery from New Jersey to Puerto Rico. Is
Right.
that Puerto Rican? We don't know. Okay.
I mean, I have pictures of them, but that doesn't ever describe
Right,
anything.
right, right, right.
This case first aired on Unsolved Mysteries on December 1st, 1993. As the case is still unsolved, anyone with information on the case is urged to call detectives or visit the Atlantic City Prosecutor's Office website. I have all the numbers, they'll go in the show notes.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure if it's still being offered, but there was a reward of $15,000 being offered in exchange for information that leads to an arrest.
Do you think anyone's ever actually gotten that reward money?
I don't know, honestly. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because it's not always just like, oh, I just want information. It's like information that leads to an arrest.
Right, right, right. No, yeah,
Right. And if it's
absolutely.
unsolved, then no.
But, like, I mean, like, let's say someone does give them, evidence or whatever that
Hmm.
helps them solve it.
Then I
Did
guess.
I just have never heard of anyone who actually got
Yeah,
rewarded.
I haven't either. But yeah, so that's the disappearance of Gary Grant Jr.
Oh,
It's very sad,
it
but I
is
thought it
sad.
was very kind of like eerie with the letters being left.
And that seems a little performative to me, if I'm
Hmm.
gonna be honest with you, and that kinda stuff made me a little sketchy of Dad.
Really?
Just a little bit because
Why?
I don't know, it just I feel like when we're thinking about everyday life,
Hmm.
it's not like it's on TV. There isn't some ulterior, conspiracy theory or bigger thing at play here.
Right.
Some weirdo leaving messages for the parents of a dead, like, it just seems a little bit too much.
Okay.
And then the whole thing, once you said, like, the audio stuff, I was like, that's just it. To me, it sounds like he made those videos, or not videos, recordings.
Hmm.
Like, I could see that.
Yeah.
At first, like, I was like, "No, he's just a dad who's grieving and wants to find his son and find
Hmm.
answers," like, definitely. But then with the whole, like, message on especially, like, right around the anniversary saying there's gonna be some other, like,
Right. And I mean,
it's
nothing happened on the
right,
anniversary
it just
either.
seems a little grandiose.
Hmm. See, that's why it's so cool telling you the stories because, like, I've done so much research on it this way that I view it one way.
Yeah.
But then, you hear it a completely different way. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting to hear how you're hearing it. You know what I mean?
I'm still never gonna forget about Warehouse Guy.
I know.
I
I thought the same thing about Warehouse
I was
Guy.
like,
I thought he was very suspicious.
That's so that's so bizarre.
Because, yeah, he realized that Gary had vanished near a warehouse he owned.
How did he know that?
See, I don't know. That's what I think is weird. And then he claimed that when he heard of Junior's disappearance, he immediately searched the property and the warehouse that was on his property.
Those are out of order.
I know. That's how I think too. And,
And
like, why would you think Junior was near your property?
y maybe if June, like, maybe like, that area was known to have, like, kids, like, end up running around in the area because maybe it's, like, a big lot or something like that.
Well, okay, maybe. He's the New Jersey Commissioner of Environmental Protection.
Mhm.
Maybe he has, like, trail cams around.
I feel like that should have been shared.
I think so too. We're making leaps like what? Oh my god, like 40 years later?
Yeah, like, maybe he's, like, caught, Junior, like, playing
Maybe.
in places he shouldn't, and so but it just still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then the appointment, not telling her like his mom who the appointment's with.
Right, like, that to me says
I'm going to see someone you don't want me to go see.
correct,
Yeah.
100%.
And then when she asked and he's like, "Oh, it's a secret." Like, no, my 7-year-old's not gonna have secrets with me like that.
Right, like, that's such an adult thing to do.
But it also, I mean, it was the 80s.
That's true.
Like, oh, haha, he's going to hang out with his girlfriend.
No, 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 but I just mean, like, for a seven-year-old to have that mentality
No,
of,
yeah.
like,
Oh, absolutely.
I would believe, or it wouldn't be hard for me to believe if, like, he was threatened in some way, like, if you tell your mom you're gonna come meet me or whatever, I'm gonna hurt her, or,
Yeah.
like, something like that.
But also so weird that, like, the appointment's at 7 or, like, 2:30. What 7-year-old is watching the clock and like, "All right, it's 2:15. I gotta go head out to my meeting."
Well, it's the 1980s, what else are they doing?
Playing outside with his friends on a day off of school.
Not when he's probably in a very distressed situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, all around, sad case. I hate doing child cases, but I just thought the notes were interesting, which is why I did this one.
It just seems too far-fetched.
It's weird.
And, like, I know sometimes, like, too far-fetched is actually the truth. And
Right.
it's wild. I get that. But like, what is that? What the most obvious answer is typically the answer, whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of holes.
So many holes.
Yeah.
Which, like, I have a feeling that some of the holes that they do have answers to, they just didn't think to tell anybody.
Probably.
Because they didn't assume it would be a hole.
Right. Like, to them, it's like, oh, it makes sense. Like, I'm not
Right.
going to
Like, we
explain
figured
it.
out all this other information later on.
Yes.
So that's why, we don't go back to Warehouse Guy or whatever. But,
Right.
like,
But it's like, you're not sharing that with us. So
right,
we are going back
that's
to
just
Warehouse
needless
Guy.
information. And I'm like, no.
Right.
I
Important information.
want to know.
Yeah.
That's
But-
crazy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
So yeah, I'll put all the information in the show notes.
This case has more holes than Swiss cheese.
I was waiting for Charlie to Swiss cheese somehow.
Really?
Because we have all the holes from yours, the holes from ours, or from this one.
Yeah, I don't even think mine are holes. I just think it's straight up lying. Like, I just think some people didn't tell the truth on the internet.
Oh, shocking.
I know,
People lied on the
wild
internet.
concept, right? Absolutely crazy.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone.
We hope you had happy holidays
Yes.
and looking forward to holiday season. We're by the time this comes out, we're in December, the most wonderful time of the year.
I love it.
And then after it becomes the most horrible time of the year
It truly does.
because it's sad and dark and depressing.
Yeah. Once people start to take down their Christmas lights, it's very sad.
I think we should just keep it up.
I
It
agree.
doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas lights, but let's just like put lights on trees in
I
the
love
winter
the lights on trees.
to make it a little less depressing.
And I wish they stayed there truly all year round because it looks
makes me
beautiful at night.
happy.
Even in the middle of summer, lights on trees are beautiful.
We might not be able to see them as well because there's actually leaves. But
If they're light enough, we'll be able to see
the
them.
branches are high enough. You can do the
Right.
trunk.
Yes, exactly. It would make all of us very happy.
Yes, I think that would help like cure sad.
I think so.
Yeah. Or at least definitely help.
It would help. It would maybe,
Maybe
not
not
cure
cure it.
it, but it would definitely help.
Definitely help because at least there's like light,
Happiness.
happiness. Oh,
Oh, I know. Rate and review us all in all the places.
yes.
Send us your
Please.
stories. Thank you so much to the people who have been sending in stories.
Yes.
It's so exciting.
Lauren I make her be the Facebook and email person because she's an old lady anyway.
I know.
And it's just, that's her thing.
I try.
I am everywhere else, aka Instagram, because that's the only other place we get messages. And then typically, if it's something about our email, I will screenshot it and say, Lauren, do you know this? I could go check our email, but it's just easier to go through Lauren.
I got it.
Yeah.
I understand that stuff.
Because you have sent me multiple Facebook reels. And
Yeah.
the one with the otters this morning, I have already seen.
I bet you have.
Long time ago.
But it's just so cute. So I'm reminding
Absolutely,
you
it
of the
was
cuteness
so
of
adorable.
the otters because I see it 3 months later, 3 business months later.
Yes. When we go off air, I want to ask you if you've seen this one sound with these videos, but I don't think it's gotten to you yet. It's too new.
Yeah, test me after.
So,
All right. So stay scary.
and stay safe.